Hey, what's up, you guys? Today I thought would be a day I'd share a time when I tried to kill myself. I am not proud of this. I would not recommend people doing this, but it's my experience and this is what happened. I was 15 years old at that time. I had just transferred to a new school and I was in 10th grade and we had another grade above us, like the people who would be graduating. The majority of my class was guys and there were like 6 or 8 girls. So the 11th graders, they were more focused on the girls to hang out with. And one of the 11th graders was a guy that I fell in love with. People were telling me to stay away from him, to be careful around him, because they told me that he was manipulative, that he could ruin my life. But I didn't address these rumors because I thought it's just rumors, come on. Why would I listen to that? I would never have imagined that these rumors would be right, because they were telling me that a year before I came to the school, there was a girl who he made that life miserable as much that she left the school. She stopped contacting anyone from that school just because of him. So it all started very, let's say, very cliche. He sent me a request on Facebook. He was very sweet. He was being very jealous and he would be annoyed if I wouldn't reply to his messages a minute after he had sent it. So everything was fine until after maybe a month and a half from that time. It was the birthday of one of his classmates, and we were all just like having too much fun. Let's put it that way. And after that day, he stopped all communication with me. And don't get me wrong, I didn't throw myself on him. I didn't do anything that would ruin his reputation or anything. It was just his view on things. But the worst part of this was that he also started talking very bad things about me. Like to the point that people wouldn't even talk to me because of the things that he said to me. That hurt a lot, but I didn't do anything about it. But he was also friends with some girls from 8th, 9th grade, something like that, as far as I remember. And moving forward to January of that year, I was supposed to meet up with one of the girls for like lunch and maybe get a drink or two. And she told me, oh, do you mind if he comes? I was just all for it. Like, come on, that would be the opportunity for me to spend time with him, to be around him, maybe change his mind about me. But when he came, first he started acting as if I didn't exist, even though he was sitting just in front of me. And then he started just talking about the fact that I don't deserve to live. And let's remember, I was 15 years old. I was very impulsive. So I don't know what came through my mind at that point, but I just went, because we were in a shopping mall, so I went to the pharmacy that was on the ground floor, and I got like pain medication that I thought was the strongest on the market that you didn't need a prescription for. I got it. I went back to the cafe we were sitting at. So I sat back down. I got all the pills out of the blisters. And I drank them with like 3 or 4 beers. Am I proud of that being 15? No, I'm not. And I would never recommend anyone to do that. That's just what I did. But what shocked me at that time, and what still shocks me now, is that he was just sitting in front of me and watching me do it. He was just like, yeah, do it. Then we continued with the whole outing. We met other people, and I was already feeling very, very sick, like super sick. And I knew that it wasn't just because I drank like some beers. I knew that it was like giving effect. So I went back home and I hugged my parents good night, and in my head I was also saying goodbye to them. Well, as you can see, I didn't die, but I felt awful physically and mentally for the whole night. I was throwing up. I was literally thinking about how just to make it end. At one point, I could feel my heart slowing down. I don't know if it was a placebo effect or if it was the reality, but the next day when I went to school, I went to my classes as usual, acting as if nothing had happened. And since my father was teaching at the same school, and this guy had classes with him, he just went into his class and said hi as if nothing had ever happened. That was so... I don't even have words to describe. Like, I don't have any like bad blood towards him. I wish him all the best still to this day. But actually, the next year when I was in high school, like in the 11th grade, I also found out that there was a girl, like the girl who had to quit school because of him. He also like pushed her towards trying to kill herself. So that's 2 suicide attempts on his hands. And I don't think he even takes account of that. So from this video, I hope that you will just like get the message that some people will try to bring you down, and maybe in a very harsh way, like myself, but just like try to be like stronger than them. And I wish you all the best. Stay strong.